Welcome back to today's video. We're playing skylines. In today's video, we're going to be building a new industrial park along with continuing on with suburbs. But we're now finally going to be transitioning into more of a city area for our actual city or second city. I don't know what we're going to call it, honestly. Ooh, excuse me. What we're going to call it, honestly. But I just continued our main road, and then I put in our train station, moved our train lines to where that was the end stop, and then fixed them up to where they were all how they were supposed to be, with express lines and the non-express line, with them skipping that station, because that is one of the stations they will be skipping. And then I put in this little park here, and I did just clean it up a bit with the aprons. Then I put in the power lines here. Ain't much to talk about with those. I would have rather them go right over the park. Maybe wouldn't have been the greatest thing in terms of looks for the park, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, honestly. So, but we couldn't get that. Unfortunate. But then I just added in another road along back there, zoned in some residential and commercial in there. And then we haven't done a school for a while, so I decided to put an elementary school in here. And because this is a pretty small populated area, or not high populated area, yeah. This would be a combination of all levels of school combined pretty much, except for obviously university, in that this would be where you would go. This would be the only school you actually go to. So there's one elementary school there and then a high school. And then I also added a bunch of different sports fields for the schools, because obviously PE, sports, all that kind of stuff, they would want to use these fields. But these are probably too few fields for the size of this school, especially since it's all these grades combined. But also, there wouldn't be many people there, so realistically, there ain't a whole lot there to, there ain't a whole lot of people going to it, is what I'm trying to say. But then I just brought our road out here, and this end just did a grid with commercial off the main road, but I essentially just did a grid in here, and I then just put in pretty much all residential in here. This would be just a great place for us to start going into more high density stuff and having a lot more people in this area of our city, just because obviously starting to go into more of high rises and cityscape instead of just being these suburbs with not much going on other than some trees. And then moving on to the next little project I did, that is our fishing, not fishing harbors, but fish farms. So one of these is an algae farm, and then the other one is a fish farm. So the fish farm grows fish, another one grows algae. They both put out fish in the game, and then that does fish things. We have talked about this before. Gets into the different factories, or just gets sold out immediately, or goes to the fish markets, whatever. And then I also add in some little bit of residential in here to help fill in this space. I also added in a small little industrial building to help deal with industrial demand, even though we don't have any. And I'll just kind of, like I said, fill in the space. That would be more of an industrial area, gives more jobs to people, all kinds of good stuff. And also it would be a hopefully get upgraded to level 3 fairly quick, so we wouldn't need to worry about much, if any, pollution really coming off of that. And then I just brought our road along here and just had it continue along here and just continue along with our power line, like, because obviously people need power at the end of the day. That's how the world runs. So, you know. And then I also put in a little industrial building there. Just kind of wanted to put in more industry like I was talking about with the other industrial building. And then I put in our train line here. And this train line, it's still freight and, what's it called? Why can't I remember it? Freight and commuter trains. So, or passenger trains. So, they would be sharing that. That would be a bit of a bottleneck there with that station there, but it ain't a big deal. They will be splitting off very soon in terms of, we'll probably have some sort of station around here because this will be where a bunch of industry is. And then also we'll probably have another cargo train station somewhere else in this little mini city, or maybe 2 others. So 3 in total. Ain't a whole lot. That is a pretty decent amount for this small little area, realistically. And then probably 2 of them will service industrial parks. 1 of them will probably just be for just getting goods around the area. I don't know entirely yet in terms of how traffic will flow, but this is mostly forestry in here. So I put 2 paper factories, you know what I mean. Also some warehouses, and also put in a place for panel timber, a place to store logs and the raw forestry products, and I also put in some warehouses here to help store some stuff. And I also then put in some ore stuff in here just to help fill in this area. And since there is no more unique factories, we'll be either doing fish factories in here, or just generic industry, or just something like this, and that's just like little industrial buildings from the different areas. And so then I put in the ore stuff, so 1 for metal, 1 for glass. Didn't put in any warehouses, I believe, for these, but then I put in parking back there. This would be for the entire area, and then I also put in a warehouse just to help store some more ore and just kind of help bring this area all together. And then I also moved to train line too. Then to finish up that industrial area, I added in parking, moved around some parking lots, moved around train line, all that stuff. Like I said, I did some final touches with roads, trees, all that stuff, and then I also found a way to put our power line along here, and then I also put in a little substation for this industrial area, since they would be needing quite a bit of power for here, and this would also be able to supply the rest of the area around here. I might also do another power plant depending on power needs and just stuff around here. But here is the final product. Do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure to like, subscribe. Do see you next one. Bye!